Hello, everyone. So I thought we would take just a moment because there are some fixes that are coming out on January the 13th, and they just went ahead and updated the homepage to let us know about that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a brief look at it. I think it should be very interesting. Let me go ahead and open it up. Okay, so here it is. The Sims 4 laundry list upcoming bug fixes. Wow, fistas. No. Fixes. Oh boy. Okay. First things first, we're gonna get rid of this because I think I've already claimed all of them. It's kind of hard to tell because of the way the Triceratops just kind of fades at the end and you can't like do anything to it on the events page. But anyway, laundry list upcoming bug fixes January 6th, 2026. So this was released on the 6th, so a couple days ago, and I'm sure most of you have probably already seen it, but I'll just go ahead and cover it really quickly for myself and for anyone who maybe hasn't seen it. Hi Simmers, welcome to the laundry list, where we share the top community concerns that we're currently investigating and hope to resolve. This is only a list of topics with upcoming fixes. There are more topics reported by players that are not listed here and will be still being worked on. Thank you for your continued reports and votes on what issues you're experiencing. As always, if you're hitting crashes, infinite loading, or missing lots, please read our post here to see how you can share affected saves so we can gather some critical information to aid our investigations. The Sims team. Here's the list of the top community concerns we're investigating for our next update. The top 5 most voted fixes. EA forums. We address the top reported issue, server error while uploading to the gallery/library. This was primarily a console issue, but could occur with PC, base game. This error is a valid error that should occur under certain circumstances, but we fixed the flow so that it is more forgiving to player systems and far less likely to occur. The upload button will not be available until all thumbnail issues have been generated. That's actually really helpful. That way you can see ahead of time what it is, and you can also more likely be able to figure out what's going on and what the problem is. When this error does occur, we have updated the generic server error message, and players will now receive a dialog that provides more information and says, "Timeout during upload. Please check internet connection or try again in a minute." I mean, that's not a lot more I guess it provides more information and says, okay, well that's good. Alright, EA forums, number 2. In our December 2nd, 25 update, we fixed an issue where child, teen, young adult, and elder Sims no longer had clothing visible under their privacy mosaic. We are now addressing this issue for the remaining age groups, fully resolving the issue, base game. We fixed a notable problem number 3. We fixed a notable instance of Sims standing around and not caring for their infants. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh, that's why my infant gameplay hasn't actually had me in tears over the last couple days. If you've noticed the infant number in my episode 1 of my legacy, we're crawling with them right now, and everybody's been doing pretty well, honestly. While holding infants, Sims were playing an idle animation that delayed responsiveness to queued interactions. Yes. This idle was removed. We hope to further address additional infant issues in future updates. Base game. Okay, listen. So I've seen a different problem. Now instead of doing an idle animation, they will cuddle the baby and hold the baby a lot instead, which isn't a bad thing. It definitely increases relationship and it's good. But like, the delay has just been shifted. In my gameplay. Anyway, number 4. We fixed an issue where memorial portraits and graduation photos would no longer display a Sims image and appear blank. Oh no, I didn't play a lot really with graduation photos. And I did play actually with memorial portraits, so I did have this happen once. So I let's just say I was very happy when funerals came out. This fix does not address portraits and photos that were already broken, but will work on old saves for future gameplay with these objects. University, life and death. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that probably fixes it for a lot of people's legacies, and I'm glad it is for my legacy that I'm starting. All right, number 5. Household small business employed Sims will no longer receive a Miss Work slash School UI pop-up when opening a small business while the Sim is at work slash school rabbit hole. Multiple packs. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, yeah, that was so annoying because, like, sometimes they would already be there. Like, my Sim would already be at school. And anyway, especially work. Work, it happened a ton. As part of our ongoing efforts to address save corruption, we have two save corruption bugs that we're addressing in this patch. EA forums. We fixed an issue where open street objects were being shelved and never removed when traveling to an apartment building. Multiple packs. You know, I definitely feel like I had that happen to me because I've had a ton of Sims that I've started in San Myshuno. I really like, I don't know, I like the city a lot. I don't love apartments, but I like apartments. It's yeah, anyway. I'll I'll put it this way. When I have a sim that's perfect for it, and especially a sim that works really well with Penny Pizzazz, they usually end up there because I really like them hunting for snow globes and posters and stuff. We fixed a case of save corruption where the player could become stuck in an endless load or return to managed world after setting a custom venue's schedule to include a romantic orientation role criteria from Adventure Awaits. What? That never happened to me. I'm so glad it never did, but oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to anyone that happened to. Oh goodness. Oh, oh no. For this patch, we knew that memorial portraits and graduation photos no longer displaying a Sims image was a top community concern. We want to address as many bugs in this category as we could. Here are all the related issues we fixed. Alrighty then. Paint by reference paintings will no longer turn white after they've been put in a Sims inventory and the game has been relaunched. This fix is retroactive and could be fixed in previous saves where it occurred. Thank goodness, that is excellent. Photos captured with phone/camera turn will no longer turn black. Okay, proofreading here. Photos captured with phone camera will no longer turn black once they've been mounted on a wall and the game is relaunched. I definitely had that problem. I did not like that. This fix is not retroactive and will not address instances where photos were already missing data, but the fix will prevent this from happening in the future, even in old saves. Base game. That is good enough. Photos captured with phone/camera will no longer turn black once they've been put in a Sims inventory or placed in storage chests and the game is relaunched. This fix is not retroactive and will not address instances where photos are already missing data. But the fix will prevent this from happening in the future, even in old saves. Base game. The create copy interaction on a painting will no longer result in a blank white painting when placed on the wall. What now? I never had that happen to me. I'm so sorry to anyone who it did. Wow. Alright, this fix is retroactive and should be fixed in previous saves where it occurred. Base game. Celebrity autographs will no longer appear blank after they've been hung on a wall and the game is relaunched. This fix is not retroactive and will not address instances where photos were already missing data, but the fix will prevent this from happening in the future, even in old saves. Get famous. Ooh, now I wonder, okay, I have this phenomenal autograph portrait of Judith Ward cosplaying as Bonehilda, and I have her it's signed as that, and it's great. And I actually put it up in the gallery if anyone would like to have that for their wall. I hope the original hasn't been damaged by this glitch. I haven't checked it in a hot minute though. As noted above in the top 5 fixes, we fixed an issue where memorial portraits and graduation photos would no longer be displaying a Sims image and appear blank. This fix is not retroactive and will not address instances where photos are already missing data, but the fix will prevent this from happening in the future, even in old saves, University Life and Death. So basically number 5 is just a copy of number 4 up here. Interesting. Okay. So they kind of took this one and ran with it and definitely updated a bunch for the photos and paintings losing data. That's good. I'm glad. They definitely did a good job. I wonder if it kind of all fixed itself at once with whatever the bug was. So we have fixed 4 instances where CAS items were being hidden from players, so you'll now have them available for your enjoyment. Forums, why hair double Dutch braid light brown now properly appears brown rather than being an exact copy of the light blonde variant from Adventure Awaits. Wonderful. It could have just been shades, couldn't it have? Like, I guess not, whatever. The Rash Guard logo navy variant is no longer missing from Adventure Awaits. The Bangs medium hair and all variants are also now available for child sims. Horse Ranch, well, that one was a long time coming. While investigating an issue with a toddler makeup category, we discovered the makeup face paint EP19 floral asset was hidden, and we have unlocked it for your use. Enchanted by Nature. Honestly, that is adorable. That's so cute. Alright, general bug fixes. We have addressed a handful of other important issues that were quickly rising, particularly problematic or easy fixes to get in. Base game, EA forums, we addressed a rather significant issue where away actions at work were causing Sims to never receive need games while at work or school due to a change that was made during Adventure Awaits to how away actions at work function. That's very funny. We fixed an additional bug pertaining to this, where toddler and infant needs will now increase while at daycare properly. Well, that's a shame. That was a nice bug while it lasted. We have addressed an issue where the fight interaction was available on all Sims, even if they had a positive relationship. I remember that. That was so strange. Now it should only appear if the Sims have a negative relationship. Good. Seasons. Sims will no longer sometimes die of overheating while wearing the correct clothing. Thank goodness. Blame the ghosts. This bug was due to the overheating ghost type and the aura they emanate. I will blame the ghosts. In a previous patch, we addressed an issue where sand sculptures were auto-generating on beaches when it rained a lot. We're submitting the remaining portions of this fix to ensure it's now fully fixed in all cases. Interesting. Growing together. We've addressed an issue where it was difficult to unlock the pull to stand milestone. The problem is that infants need to be near certain specific objects to pull themselves up for the first time, but this was never indicated to the player, and sometimes infants aren't located near these objects. They can still unlock this milestone as they could previously, but to address the concerns with this not being obvious in many cases, we've added a grayed out interaction and hover tip that directs the player to place the infant in the crib. While in the crib, the infant can pull themselves to a stand, and, as an additional option, we've added a new interaction to infant Sims in the crib to pull themselves up once they are ready to unlock the milestone. This interaction is available on the infant Sim when the infant is the active Sim. Oh, that's cool. Businesses and hobbies. We've fixed an issue where small business employees were leaving early, only 2 to 3 hours after opening. Yeah. If a business was 5-star and selected customer criteria was supervised customer only. Now all hired employees should stay on a small business lot while it is open. Adventure Awaits. The top V-neck tee no longer has a visible seam on the shoulder when worn by Sims downloaded from the gallery. That's an interesting one. Imaginary friends will no longer reset and disappear from the relationship panel after returning from another lot. I did have that happen. I was trying to play with imaginary friends when they first came out, and it would not work. Custom venues will now save roles and schedules with a custom role containing a romantic orientation criteria. This issue is resulting in a case of save corruption as well that was addressed and is noted above in that section. Yeah, okay, so those two work together. Werewolves. We fixed an issue where werewolf offspring of werewolves had black textures and no pelts upon aging up to teen. What? What? Okay. Our fix should apply a texture to any werewolf sim who is lacking one upon entering CAS and should address old instances of this occurring. Oh, that's very funny. Multiple. We fixed all reports of the camera being obstructed by trees in gallery preview view of lots. What about the lanterns and street lights? That would be cool. Maids and butlers will now once again try to mop puddles instead of vacuuming them fruitlessly for hours. Thank you. Oh, I even had dust the bus off and they still did it. And I don't even remember getting them a vacuum, honestly. We assure you they were trying their best and we appreciate your patience with them. Honestly, yeah, they were doing their best with the tools provided to them, or somehow provided to them. CAS and build mode tagging updates. We had the opportunity to address a large swath of simpler tagging bugs, making CAS and build mode sorting more accurate overall. The lump of clay base game and stack of blocks, cats and dogs object also required some new gameplay functionality. Here are related issues we fixed. Base game. Lump of Clay now sorts as a kids activity and also sorts in the creative skills section. It has also been updated to provide creativity skill gain for children's sims. That is so good. I feel like kids even should gain more from it. The full bloom centerpiece is now sorted as an indoor plant. Wedding pillar with floral basket is now sorted as an indoor plant. Makes sense. Sit dining chess now sort under outdoor seating and will filter for park venues. That's cool. The men's shoe rack and women's show rack. So is it a shoe rack or show rack? Objects are now sorted under the storage miscellaneous category. Interesting. The bonsai tree now sorts as an indoor plant. That makes sense. Penguin Vision children's television set now sorts as a kids activity. Instead of electronics? Okay. Hair braided ponytail now sorts as afro textured. Okay. Hair short pin curl loose now sorts as wavy. Wave medium now sorts as wavy. That makes sense. 5-5 perm now sorts as straight for all ages. Tragic clown now sorts as straight. That creates a whole new host of problems, doesn't it? Anyway, the PM hair tight curls hairstyle now also appears as a feminine fashion choice, and the Q top shirt now properly sorts as a button-up instead of a t-shirt. Get to work. C hair braids bun side now sorts as afro textured. Cats and dogs. The stack of books object now sorts as a bookshelf, and it is now also functional as a bookshelf. That is so good. I've always wondered. Outdoor patio piece now counts as a picnic table. Pompadour now sorts as wavy. Curly long middle part now sorts as wavy. Low loop wavy now sorts as straight. Wavy hawk detail now sorts as afro textured. Seasons. The beautiful candlelight is now properly sorted in the off-the-grid lighting category. Island living. Flower crown now sorts as straight. Cottage living. Something short drawstring was moved from the cropped category and into the short subcategory. Jumpsuit was moved from the short dresses to jumpsuit subcategory for sorting. All curly bun hairstyles now sort as wavy for all age groups. Horse ranch. All 3 horse ranch facial hairs have been sorted into their respective beards and mustache subcategories. Eco life. Curly bun now sorts as wavy. Bun fade now sorts as straight. Wow, there are a lot of these. I don't think you need me to read all of them. So, let's go ahead and finish up. All of these are all looking like they've been updated and sorted properly, which is great. I'm pretty happy about that. All makeup from Goth Galore will now appear for cold and hot weather outfits as an option. You know what? Good choice. Our team continues to investigate other community concerns for future fixes. Please note that some topics can be complicated to replicate and require an extended investigation on our end. So even though we are actively reviewing, it's not a guarantee that we'll have an immediate fix for it in the upcoming patch. This includes the following top-voted issues. Console crashing after update 2.13 has become our current community top issue, and we have begun actively investigating it. We've been looking into CAS's turn-off on/offs lacking numbers and the like/dislike button, and feel hopeful about this being fixed in a future update. Eyelids not closing properly or completely has been an issue that we've been actively investigating and it's proven rather complex. We are continuing our efforts. We've been actively investigating partnered sims turning into siblings and believe, though have not verified, it may be related to gameplay around adoption, have science baby, and cast-generated offspring, but we still haven't found repro steps and have expanded our investigation to include mods. Really? That's amazing. They've actually extended... Whoa. That's very, very interesting. They're actually going to be looking into mods. See if that might be. That's very interesting. At this time, we haven't determined a fix. Any saves that exist shortly prior to this occurring could really assist our efforts and can be shared in the linked forum thread. Interesting. EA forums. We're actively investigating a variety of different fixes for the issues in this thread concerning Sims obsessively using certain objects. Like the clay? Okay. For the latest news, follow Sims Direct on X and join our Discord community. We'll share updates as they're available. Thank you for your patience and for all the helpful reports. Please keep posting any issues you encounter on the Sims 4 EA forums. We'll keep checking in, and together we'll make this game the best it can be. That was a good update. So they definitely did a lot of fixes. They definitely looked into like some of the sorting stuff, because honestly, Cass and the way that it's sorted has been just a pain for a long time. It looks like somebody went absolutely crazy with resorting things, and good for them. Whoever did this, you deserve a raise. So that's all for the update for today. I guess on the 13th is when those will be released. So good to know. And I hope that on the 13th you guys see some smooth operations as you play through your Sims lives. Other than that, I'm AJ. This has been Sims News, their laundry list, and I hope to see some awesome creations from you guys on the forums, and hopefully, particularly from console players. Hopefully you guys aren't seeing the save corruption issue as much anymore. Anyway, have a really good weekend, and I hope these updates make your gameplay a lot more smooth. AJ out, stay safe, be smart, see you later.